Welcome all. Hope your engineering services examination preliminary 2021 preparation is almost over. So UPSC has released admit cards. Now all doubts are closed. Postponement of this examination. So many students were of the idea that due to ongoing COVID situation, the exam may be postponed, but that has not happened. So it will be conducted on the scheduled date of 18th July. Okay. So now how to utilize these remaining 20-25 days effectively so as to maximize the output. I'll try my level best to give some inputs to you so that it may be useful to improve your efficiency. Now, if you see our previous statistics, I'm talking about marks. I'm not talking about the question paper, about the statistics of number of questions from particular topic. I'm not talking that. I'll talk a little later. But I'm talking from statistics from marks point of view. If you see last year mechanical cutoff, it was 262 out of 500. This was preliminary cutoff. So what does it mean? Each question is for 2 marks. We have actually non-technical portion we have for 200 marks and technical portion is for 300 marks. Here the number of these are marks and number of questions are 100 for non-technical and 150 for technical. So overall it is 250, total 250 questions in preliminary. And if you see this, each question is for 2 marks. So it means 132. Chalo. If you attempt 132, if you have attempted, say 131, I'm sorry. If you have attempted 131 correctly, then you would have cleared engineering services preliminary. But please don't think that every time it will be 262. It may vary. It may vary depending on the relative toughness, depending on number of posts. Chalo, theek hai. On an average, let us take 270. Okay. Means you need to attempt 135 questions correctly. So, matlab, your previous statistics hum dekh rahe. Okay. 135 questions correctly. So, out of 250, 135 means around 60%. 55-60%. So, please, my dear students, if you have, means if your 60% answers are correct, then you have a chance of clearing preliminary. So, some students might not have covered the syllabus, 100% syllabus, they might not have covered. And please do not worry if you have not covered 100% syllabus. So, 60% you should attempt. You should attempt only 60%. No. So, if that is whatever you are attempting, 60% of the questions, if it is correct, then you have a fair chance. That's what I meant. Okay. Let us assume that you have covered 80% of the syllabus. Let us assume you have covered 80% of the syllabus. Means there is a chance for you to attempt more than 135 questions. But whatever you have prepared, if you have prepared sincerely and perfectly, then this is applicable. So now, do not touch any new areas. Let us say you have not covered, in non-technical portion, you have not covered ICT. Imagine. But now don't try to start from the beginning. Anyway, if you have a rough idea, if you have covered earlier, yes, you can go through it. But now it is the time only for revision. So, if you prepare for about 11 hours a day during these 20-25 days, you split like this. Around 4 to 4.5 hours for this and 6.5 hours for this technical. This should be your strategy, and please do not focus only on technical. Do not focus only on non-technical, because every paper has got its own limitation. The non-technical portion can fetch you only 100. The technical portion can give you only 300. But if you put these two, you have more than these two. So therefore, you you dedicate your time judiciously for both non-technical and technical. Now, see, out of 10 topics of non-technical, if you have covered all the 10, it's well and good. But say now, with the assumption of postponement of COVID, of this engineering services preliminary examination due to COVID situation, some people assumed that as a civil services examination is being postponed, so on similar grounds, this will also be postponed, they thought. So around 30 to 40% of the students, they delayed their preparation. So they have not covered certain portions. So if you have not covered, now don't start now. It is very dangerous, because if you are starting the new topic now, it will consume more time. So you will not have time left for the revision of whatever topics you have covered. That is the important point you need to note. Please do not waste your time in starting the new topic. जो भी आप cover किए, whatever you have covered, just consolidate, keep revising, keep revising, keep revising. Theory PYQs, you can do that. If you have prepared short notes, it is well and good, and just revise those short notes. Then, in technical also, especially in mechanical engineering, so some students, they have not covered robotics, mechatronics, and renewable sources of energy. If you have some idea, अगर इससे पहले कभी पढ़े, so if you have studied this earlier, then you just can superficially. But if you have not at all touched this topic, this subject, don't start now. It will consume a lot of time. And there is no need for you to worry that you have not covered this portion. The problem with you is, like, if you start thinking, I have not covered this, I have not covered this, I have not covered this, the problem is whatever is there with you, you are forgetting. And try to utilize whatever you have covered. So try to maximize from that. Now the time has come to maximize, to show your output. So whatever you have not covered, please don't worry. जो भी आपके पास है, whatever you have, you try to focus on that rather than what you have not covered or what you have not done. So daily around 11 hours, split this into these parts, and then no new things to be covered. And one more thing, you can take out of 100, how many questions are there? 100 in GS, 150 in technical. So we have got 250 questions, and you have 1/3 negative. So overall, out of 250, you can take a risk of, what do you mean by risk? There are some questions which you feel that I have studied this somewhere, I have studied this somewhere, this must be the answer, this must be the answer. There are some questions of that sort. So you can take a risk of around 8 to 10 questions, not more than that. Not more than that. Ye bhi, please, sir said, take risk of 10 questions. No, if all 10 are wrong, don't blame me. If you feel that this is almost, and if you are doubtful, something like this, he gives 1, 2, 3, 4. Consider the following statements of this. 1, 2 are correct, 1, 2, 3 are correct, something like that. So you may be sure of this, but not sure of this. But options A is given as 1, 2, B is given as 1, 2, 3, C is given as 1, 2, 4. Kindly don't take risk because you are not aware of this. But at least 50% if you are aware of any one of these 3, 4, then you can take risk. So almost 8 to 10 questions का risk ले लेना. इसका मतलब कितना risk होगा? If you take 10 questions, let us say, each is for 2 marks, 20 marks. So 20 marks का 1/3 is what? Around 7 marks. No problem. We are playing a safe game. But please, one more thing. In assertion and reasoning part, you should be very careful. Generally, students lose in assertion and reasoning. So if you are not sure of any of the statements, maybe assertion or reasoning, leave it. Leave it. Leave it. Don't take the risk. And one more thing, calculation part. Calculation part is very, very important. See, let us say you have covered only 80% of syllabus. With this also, it is possible. What is the reason for that? So whatever you have covered in this, if you give correct answers for this, from this, and then there is no problem at all. So no new areas must be covered now. Whatever you have covered, consolidate, revise. Then please keep mentally you have to be very cool. So I have not covered this, I have not covered this, wo nikal dena. Whatever you have covered, think that abhi mental state is very important. Whatever you have covered, let us say you have covered some syllabus, think that you have covered that completely. That's all. That is your 100%. And that you try to focus and give your best in that. So it all depends on how you perform on that particular day. You might have worked so hard during these 7-8 months, but if you are not mentally strong, that self-confidence is very, very important. And please, one more thing is, let us say you have not solved some 5 questions continuously. 5 questions continuously, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there is no need for you to worry. No problem at all. Mentally cool रहना बहुत जरूरी है. In the middle, you may be seeing some lengthy questions. Skip those and go to next questions. But finally, and see that last May, you should not feel ki I have not attempted this, I have not attempted this, I have not seen this question. No, you scan complete paper. You scan complete paper. There are some questions wherein just by looking at you can give the answer. So once that is over, then you can come to your routine procedure of solving those questions. There is no need for you to worry. Whatever you have covered, be confident in that. So try to consolidate those areas. That's all. Nothing more than that. So keep mental state is very, very important. This mental state is very, very important, my dear students. You have to be very strong mentally. So proper mental balance and self-confidence is very important. So, and one more thing, last year, sir, I found from this area a less number of questions. Let us say I'm talking about non-technical portion. This year, therefore, I have not touched. Clearly, it is mentioned in the syllabus key. From each area, 5 to 15% weightage will be given. So means it may be lowest possible is 5, maximum is 15. So there is no need for him to follow the same. He'll be in that range. This time, who knows? Many questions may come from drawing. We don't know. Please don't think that, sir, I have not covered drawing. You said drawing, say both questions again. Nah, I'm not saying that. See, you should not be of that intention. Last year there were no questions from this area, so this year it will not be. You don't get questions from that area. That is also wrong. And please, if some of your students say you have not covered this, you have not covered this, so chances are less. The competition is so high. No, you go, give your best, and come. So there is no need for you to worry. Mental balance is very important. See, Unacademy has come up with some of the beautiful test series, that is combat test series. And this is a weekly test, and it is of 1 hour duration, and these papers are set by the top educators themselves. And we have got some new batches, like for first to third rank, we have a subscription for 1 year. And then for 4 to 10, we have got about 75%, and 11 to 50, it is about 50%. The new batches that are coming, and we have Laksh batch and Arohan batch for GATE and engineering services. Already we started, and all the top educators will be taking these courses. And we have got one iconic batch wherein personal attention will be given to you. So please work hard. Don't worry about anything. Give your best. All the best. God bless you. Thank you.